Bienvenue à tous et toutes. Vous êtes sur Mao Live, donc on va parler de musique bien sûr, mais surtout de ce qui la dépasse. Notre invité n'est pas seulement DJ, c'est une présence, une trajectoire, une force qui traverse les frontières géographiques, culturelles et politiques. Né en Équateur, aujourd'hui entre la France et l'Allemagne, Kvkn façonne une techno brute, directe, presque viscérale. Une musique qui ne cherche pas à plaire, mais à faire bouger, tenir, exister. Kvkn, welcome to Mao Live.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. When you look at your background, it quickly becomes clear that music is not only part of what you do. At what point did you realize you couldn't just be a DJ?
It was very crazy how my journey started, because how my journey as a DJ started as collective director, because the scene in Ecuador was really complicated for artists to have these kind of places, you know. And back in the time, in 2020, during Corona, all the places just shut down in Ecuador, and the scene was so small, so it started to die. So in that point, I decided with my friends to launch these new parties, and it was actually coronavirus. Okay. So the risk to go to jail to doing these illegal parties, it was really high.
Because it was during the COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
So all parties started in COVID with 250 people with masks.
Okay.
And
but it was illegal at the time?
It was completely legal.
Okay.
It was completely legal. A lot of friends went to jail because they also tried to do parties.
To your party?
No, to do other parties. So somehow we were lucky to don't go to jail. So we started to establish to be a collective, but also me as a DJ. So given this platform, it was really helpful for the small artist principle. My idea was to give these chances to the artists who are not really booked in the clubs or booked in other parties. So
for the emerging scene.
Exactly. So for me, it was more like to bring these new artists, these new sounds, because back in the time, the sound in Ecuador was really straightforward to this really conceptual techno, but we wanted to bring this joy and this journey of sounds. Exactly.
Yeah, different.
And the queer scene, it was completely dead for electronic music. So being the first collective queer, openly queer and sex positive was a game changer for the country.
I can imagine, yeah. And you come from a background where creating queer and underground spaces is no small matter.
Yeah.
So how did that change the way you think about partying?
It was really interesting because my first raves, I was the only queer person in those parties.
In Ecuador?
Yes, and actually also the only black descended person. So finding myself in a space that I was the only person who dressed differently and danced differently and acts differently was quite glitchy, you know. And so having this conversation with my friends and saying like, we need to create a space for these people, you know. And yeah, and that way it happened.
And you also founded El Semillero?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this project?
El Semillero started in a small apartment for 40 people. It was the first party during Corona. Then we grew up to 250, and then in crazy jump when my husband joined the collective, we grew up in parties of 500 and then 2,000 people.
That's so big.
Yeah, and really fast.
Okay.
And we were the first ones to bring these amazing artists, legends of techno. So in some way, El Semillero becomes this cultural place when we teach to the people what kind of music is the right to hear, and how they can develop the way to party, you know. And the sex positive idea in a really Catholic country, you know, it was quite messy for the all promoters, because trying to give these spaces to the people to how they can develop the sexuality and the sex positive side. It was different, but it was fun, you know.
But you had like a public who wanted this.
Yes, it was completely public. It was the first parties when we were talking about safe sex and the exploration of the parties and the exploration of the culture.
Yeah, but it was something new and different.
It was different, but the struggle, it was really intense.
Yeah,
because in a country where everything was established, bringing
and now you come
exactly for for all the promoters, it was like, what's going on and why you're bringing this kind of parties?
It's also cool to try different things and to try to change.
Yes, and then at some point it was this satanism about all parties because it was like, no, this party is the perdition because the people have sex, but what's going on, you know? But in some way it worked because right now the people is really developed culturally. So
and people also wanted these kind of things.
So. Because the spaces doesn't exist, you know, and helping them, especially to the crowd, bringing good music, high quality spaces, but also the idea of a safe one. It was the mission, you know. Like I remember we were one of the first collectives to bring safety inside the parties. Like, for example, we hire doctors and we dress them as ravers. So you don't know if you were partying and next to you was a doctor. Because the consumption of substance is something that happens in the city, you know. And sometimes especially in Ecuador or Latin America, the knowledge about how taking substance and how far you can go in a party is
like they sometimes they don't know, they didn't know.
You know, they don't know. So for good luck of us, it was no cases of overdose and stuff like that, but we were really wanted to be one step forward to prevent these kind of things.
Which is very important.
Exactly. So when the collective started growing more and more and more, I was really thinking of how I can improve these kind of things. So in a moment, we installed a mini hospital next to the club. So if something bad happened,
like you have people
you just
who
go
take care
next to the club, not to wait 30-40 minutes because the health system in Ecuador is quite collapsed sometimes. So if something happens inside the party, it's probably the person can die, you know. So for us, it was important to have something next
security
to it. Exactly.
For emergencies.
And all the staff, bartenders, security, everybody was like, we paid this course about healthcare and also reduce the risk. So everybody was really with knowledge, and it was a big investment into the safety.
That's very important. So
yes.
And so also you manage venues, launch a program, parties. Do you see yourself as a builder? Or rather like someone who breaks new ground?
I like to create new spaces, and I really see about the innovation of them. Like I really found this passion about how I can develop the places where I work with, you know, trying to improve the system of it, how to make it more safe or more well developed. So I don't call myself more like a builder, but somebody who likes to propose and push forward to make it better.
Perfect. But your music is described as raw, physical and uncompromising.
Yes.
Is that a way of capturing your reality?
Of course. I was the kind of person who really likes to break the rules and to really in some way bother, you know, like sticking the point and say like, what else I can bring to the people. And with my sound, in Ecuador it was well established this kind of constructive techno, but for me I really like to improve the genres, to really try to bring different genres and different sounds to see what develops.
And to propose something new. So.
Exactly, because I don't know, the mission sometimes for the artist is to help the crowd to understand or to learn new sounds, you know, to think like, oh, this is the kind of sound that I don't know what it is, but I like it, you know?
Yeah, to discover different
and to leave this incognito about, I want to learn more. So I really like to leave to the crowd this kind of feeling of, I want to learn more about this, what I hear, you know?
And so there's something very direct, almost in your face, about your sets. Are you looking for connection or confrontation?
I like the connection, but also confrontation.
Yeah, both.
Yes, it's just that position about what I desire and what I receive. And sometimes what I receive is not what I desire, you know what I mean? Like to really push forward in the dance floor. The energy about we are a community in this plurality, but also the singularity. I really like to the people to then feel singular of what they're hearing or what they're experimenting.
And well, you travel between Europe and Latin America.
Yeah.
Do you feel a thought you belong somewhere, or that you're constantly on the move?
It was really interesting because when I moved to Europe, I found France my hometown.
Okay.
I'm still feeling, and my first stop it was Marseille. It's this really beach city, really calm. That not many things are happening. The people has a slow life, you know. But then moving to Berlin, I found this really extra underground scene, and the people is really alternative, like.
And it's really different because it's not a calm city
really
at all.
Really different. It's in a massive city. And it was really fun because when I used to go to, for example, to the bakery, the girl who attended me in the bakery is this girl with a lot of piercings, a lot of tattoos, and I was like, what's going on, you know? So
yeah, people express their style, their vibe.
Exactly. But now living in Paris is other shift, that the people is more clean and more going in the box, but I like it. So me feeling right now where I belong in the dance floors. Is that the place where I belong? Like touring, I really like to go 2-3 days before my show, so I can go out as a normal raver and to understand the environment where I'm going to.
Yeah, which is very important also when you come to a city, like to discover, to explore the vibe.
Yes.
So you can more understand more.
Because how we understand the dance floors are built ecosystems, like they are made. You know, in some certain way, like in Mao Talks in London, they are already made. So for me as a foreigner, just arrive and put in my music and say like, this is what I do.
It's better if you deal with the public.
Exactly. So that's why I prefer to arrive 2 or 3 days before to really understand the vibe and to really understand what the people like it and how they move and what they perceive. You know, to really blend up in this and then try to bring something more.
Yeah, to try to create a link, because the crowd is really different from a place to another.
Yeah, it's completely different.
And you often speak about the club as a space of resistance.
Yes.
What are we resisting these days?
Actually, right now, the work become a little bit more intense. I have to say, and the clubs become these places when the people really can live their truth. You know. I found right now in the society the people is living with these mascaras, you know, to try to blend up in the society and try to survive it. And the club is these places where the people really take off this mascara and really live.
Like free, like freedom.
Exactly. More than freedom is this feeling of liberance, you know, like they don't really care, because in freedom sometimes there's really certain rules of how to live the freedom, but this liberance is more like just go for it and do your desires, you know. And I found that, especially in Berlin, because living in Ecuador, I probably see 2-3 people naked, for example, dancing. But arriving in Berlin, it was like party fully of naked people, and they're just dancing and having fun in the dance floor. And that was for me like, okay, this is the kind of expressionism that I want to bring up now.
And so you're also a curator, journalist, organizer, and do you ever feel like disappearing into the music, or on the contrary, to take up even more space?
Having all these works, like all the jobs, I really found that I can diversify my art. You know, sometimes few artists, they concentrate just in the music, but I found out that I can develop my own persona and my own artistry into doing different things, different fields.
It's complementary.
Exactly.
And also creating safe spaces has almost become a buzzword these days. What that actually mean for you?
The safe places for me is when the people can really live their truth without judgment. Living in this society, especially with the social media, that people have this tendency to really be careful of what they say, what they do, you know. So these places really give to the people the chances to really express what they want to express, you know. sometimes in some clubs the people say like, bring your joy, all your problems outside of the club. But for me, it's like, why not you bring your problems and try to, I don't know, express them and try to take it out, you know. Like, I think these places especially is for that, quite therapeutic, I find out. You know?
True. And where is the line between security and freedom?
What's the line? Security, for example, that's one of the phrases for me in my parties. The most valued thing of people, sometimes the people think it's money, you know. But the money, you can get it back working more.
True.
But something that you cannot get back is time. And the most valued thing that a human has is the time. So in my parties, for example, when you come to my party, my mission is that you're giving me 8 hours of your life, or 10 or 12. And in these hours, I have to create this space when you can have the best experience in the world. It doesn't matter what kind of experience you want to have, but I have to create this space where you can bring up your energy and develop in there. So that's the freedom, and the security comes from my side to, in anything case that something happens to you, there is people taking care of you in any kind of range, you know?
Okay. Yes. Taking care of people.
Everything.
So, And so you've played in some truly iconic clubs, some of which have very strict code of conduct.
Yes.
How do you maintain your identity in situations like that?
With my team, we really look forward of what kind of parties or venues I'm playing. At the beginning of my career, I was accepting because I didn't know in which places I was playing. But now I have really certain amount of clubs where I want to play. But also for the people who comes to these clubs, you know, like I really like the iconic idea of these clubs. But what's really fun of these parties is like the club is just a structure and infrastructure, but the party who's running inside this infrastructure is what the game changer is, you know. So I really right now think of what kind of parties go really with my vibe.
Okay. And so your sound blends acid, 90s trends and Latin influences. Do you see it as a legacy or as a rewriting?
It's always rewriting, you know, like the sound. The interesting about the artists, I understand the industry right now, like being booker and also being agent. Having these artists, I know what they work the best for them, especially, I don't know, in the community of hard techno. It's I don't know, the image of them playing hard techno makes them play for thousands of people, you know. But sometimes artists who play really small techno, like really constructed techno, the crowd is really small. So for me, when I started, I was playing trance and quite driving techno, but right now I started to really wanted to bring Latin influence sounds to the European crowds, you know. But everything is crafting and everything is evolving and evolutionating. Like my last visit of Berlin right now, I really like this conceptual techno in some way, but I really like to bring more touches and more textures.
But also, your taste in music always
always
evolving.
Is improving because you, I don't know, you cannot stop being a raver and a digger in music, you know.
You work a lot with emerging artists. What do you look for in someone who will make it in the industry?
Like artists who are a truth, like their own version of it. Launching the agency, you know, there is two paths sometimes. We can go with a really commercial artist who they create this persona, you know, this even this alter ego that functions in the market. And there is this other artists who they really want to just bring their truth and they want to really show what they are.
Like their vibe, even though it's not.
Even if it's not going to work in the market. But so for me, I found out, like right now, I work with some residents of Kvkn. But so interesting about them is like it's artists who they've been playing for Kvkn for 25 years. But they are not famous. you know.
It's because Bergen is.
Yeah, it's this massive infrastructure in this cultural place,
Yeah.
but it's so crazy the bubble how is Berghain or Berlin especially, because you can be really famous in Berlin, but you're not
But-
famous in Europe.
Yeah. Even in contexts that are sometimes socially turbulent, you continue to create. What gives you the strength to carry on?
The people.
The people.
The people, the crowd. Like, as I told you before, right now it's really weird times. The hate is a massive thing, and I in my own perspective, I experience the hate in social media.
Yeah, social medias are.
It's right now, it's a complete mess. It's a tool, you know, to find new artists, and new artists can really become famous and have a focus in the world.
Mhm.
But also becomes this really weird place when the people can really just throw their hate.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even mean it. You know, they just
Yeah, but
follow
yeah.
the decisions of, okay, I see a hate comment, why not? I put another hate comment. So my strength right now, what gives me energy to continue creating these places is the people, you know.
Cool. And are there moments of doubt?
Moments of doubts, yes, a lot. Like creating a space is like a gambler, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like you can make it or you can fail. And in my own experience, I fail a lot. Like,
But sometimes when you fail, even a lot, it makes you want more, like to create something.
Yes.
Or like it can help you try to push your ideas
yes,
more.
with my husband, for example, we have the famous phrase of that you don't lose, you learn.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Exactly
if you
that.
repeat the bad, of course
Yeah.
you lose. But if you learn it the first time, it's completely amazing because
Yeah.
you
And the next time you won.
exactly because you earn experience,
Yeah.
and experience is the most amazing thing. Knowledge, having knowledge is most of the richest things
Mhm.
that you can have. You know.
The only thing is not to be afraid to fail.
Exactly. Like I love to just gamble and see
Yeah.
like, what's going on, because in that way this excitement
Yeah.
keeps you alive, you know. Because if you play safe, you're only going to do the same thing all your life.
And you're not gonna learn.
Exactly. And you can know like something better can come in this game of do it or don't do it.
Yeah. And so, what are your upcoming plans, projects? Can you tell us?
Yes,
more?
we're launching 2 agencies right now. One for sounds more trancey, more hard sounds, and also we have the established agency with more underground artists.
Okay.
Also, we're launching parties in Berlin and Paris with Really Associates.
Okay.
And I'm playing in whole festival. This summer, they invited me for curating one time slot, and we are inviting a Mexican collective
And where will it take place?
in whole festival
Okay.
in Berlin. I really like it because in some way my work is surrounding and helping Mexicans and also Latin American artists to come to Europe and making them
So you can
become
blend.
bigger.
different- yes.
Exactly. Because it's crazy how the Latin American artists, they really want to have an opportunity in
To
Europe.
come to Europe.
And if I'm here, why not? I can help
Yeah,
them.
if you can
know?
help.
Exactly, because the opportunities that opens for me, why not help them and also give them the chance? You know,
Yeah.
it's the
It's nice
thing.
of you.
Yes, I really like it to help them. And I'm playing Delta Festival.
Oh, in Marseille?
Yes, I really
This
like
summer?
the festival this summer. Yes.
Okay. And about your parties, so they will take place in Berlin, also in Paris.
Yes.
When
yes.
will it start?
We're releasing in summer.
Summer. Okay.
Yes, in summer we're bringing really nice parties, really club kid vibe, really upcoming to not this strict only black parties that the
Yeah.
people just dress in black. You know, I really want these parties where it's performances and I don't know, like for example, I didn't hear house music before arriving to Europe.
Okay.
And once I arrived to Europe, I found these really amazing house parties. So now I want to blend house party and techno
more
floors.
interesting.
Yes, because in that way I can approach more crowds
Yeah.
and try to blend them. Yeah.
And so you also start doing production, right?
Yes. I did 7 months productions courses and one intensive in Berlin. So I want to start to release some music because, as I told you, I want to diversificate my art.
Yeah, and to do a lot of things. And so either release?
Yes, I'm planning a release in the end of summer with Mixnag. Yes.
Okay. And to conclude, if it all came to a halt tomorrow, the clubs, the tours, the streaming platforms, what would you like to see remain of Kvkn?
The passion of the dance floor, like the passion of helping other people to grow. You know, I think what really lasts in this industry is the community. Like, it's amazing sometimes to go alone and be this only journey.
Yeah, but you want.
If you want to create something bigger that surrounds more people, is to work in community. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was really amazing.
Thank you. It's time to turn up the volume. Let's go.
Yay!
Okay, go.